Welcome to Give Me 5 minutes with Fort Smith City Director Neil Martin, where we talk about the events that happened last week and we look ahead to what's going on this week. So let's get after it. Give me 5.
Hey everybody, that was my wife Christina doing the intro to Give Me 5, so thank you to Christina for doing that. Last week was a study session. It was on February 28th at 101 North 2nd Street. That's the blue line where all our meetings are. We discussed a couple things: a appeal of a planning commission denial for a master land use and a rezoning for a property on Old Greenwood Road. It is a pretty interesting development, a housing development with probably a 6-story apartments, luxury apartments with duplexes also on the property. The agent for the property said it was about a $10 million investment. So he spoke about it, but there was a large contingent of homeowners around that area. There's a neighborhood on behind it to the west and to the south that came and spoke about it and were voicing their support for the board to uphold that appeal or uphold that denial. So a lot of things coming. This will be coming to the board this week for a vote. And then we also, the second item that we talked about was recommendations for the utilization of excess sales taxes associated with the 2012 and 2014 revenue bonds. We we collected additional funds for that. And so there's about $14 million trying to figure out how to spend it. It looks like the recommendation coming to the board is $10 million goes to consent decree, $4 million would go to the bathhouse at Creekmore Pool, which is in desperate need of repair. So that was the recommendation what was requested and seconded by the board. So that's what's coming to us for our meeting on March 7th. This Tuesday is our regular board meeting. It is a huge board packet, about 500 plus pages of a number of different things, and I'm just going to give you the highlights. If you want the full agenda, I encourage you to go to fortsmithar.gov, hover over government, then click on Board of Directors meeting information. There you'll see this agenda, previous agendas. You can see how your directors voted, all those kind of things. So just a few of the highlights. We will be voting to rename Fire Station 1 to the Philip P. Christensen Fire Station 1. As you recall, our fire chief passed away a couple weeks ago. He was a great man, and this is a way to honor him by renaming the fire station. We will have the two items that we talked about in our study session: the master land use and rezoning change for that property on Old Greenwood Road. So we will have citizens there to speak. There'll be a lot of people there to speak against this appeal. We'll also be voting on allocation of those sales tax dollars that I spoke about earlier. A number of different things, but probably the other item that I think is important for you is we are starting engineering work on, or at least planning on engineering design work for our street projects. So our street overlays, there's a number of overlays, or resurfacing of Phoenix Avenue, Old Greenwood Road, streets on the south side, streets on the north side. I really enjoy voting on those type of items because those are your sales tax at work. And so I look forward to that. So we'll be voting on engineering services for the planning of those. But there's a number of other items on the agenda. We'll be voting to purchase a grinder, solid waste collection and disposal permits, abandoning easements, all kinds of different things. So I encourage you to watch your board of directors meeting or look at the agenda. There's a lot going on. That's it for this week's Give Me 5. I hope the information was informative and made you better aware of items in front of your board of directors. I'll see you next week on Give Me 5.